Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Point from Panama City Beach. Level in the table with Tallahassee. Gets to the top of the Eastern Division, typically cannot afford a draw in what could be an intriguing matchup. And here to bring you all the action from tonight's game is the soccer, Andrew Jupe.
All right, welcome aboard here to TSC Live. Bienvenido. Guten Tag to however you may be joining us from around the world, both for our players, and the rest of you out there here today. Of course, Union Stadium here, pride of Leon County here in capital Sunshine State. Andrew not only every the action he did of what we're expecting is a fun, entertaining showcase, which we are most excited to bring you here. Tallahassee and Valdosta battle of these. Of course, both these teams meeting for the first time this season. And met a lot of times last year. 3 times these two teams paired up and went against each other. So this is the first time for this season. We're only scheduled to, though there is a potential still for us playing the third. That would have to be via the post for the increased slate. So as we take a look of what we have going on here in the table. What does this mean for the implications of head towards those playoffs, as we alluded to. Technically, to start the day, these and fourth place teams here in the East. So, of course, Tallahassee heavy on differential, but of course, head head goal differential to PSC. So for the time being, 20 points per match basis. We'll see how that changes. But tonight, this could be a big shift up in the to your point, Ben. If Tallahassee is really considering that number one seed in the East to host games in week of July, you know, they're in a points race with the other two teams who are playing on Wednesday. We'll get to FCS, CPC, CBFC. So, Ben, of course, we're get excited here for what do our battle lines need to do to get this thing off and rolling successfully?
Well, first of all, we want to talk about flexibility side. They've been kind of up and down. And you look at that, they've got some points from 6 games play. They beat City Beach, who, like you just alluded to, you know, they won one. We won one, but overall they got the head-to-head goal difference on that. So the fact they were able to get that nil shows this Panama City side has some take this first few minutes and see what they're getting. Adjust your strategy. You don't get too locked in. And the second is be aggressive. This is a game like we alluded to earlier. You have to realistically get the full 3 points in this game. So you got to go on the attack. You got to be aggressive and go for the win. And connect with the crowd. Last time we were here, we saw a dramatic one last-minute goal from Caleb to pull up the result against Pensacola. That was into it. I'm sure you heard us on the broadcast. We were super. So get the crowd into the game with aggressive, energetic play early. Get them on your side to lead for that 3 points that hopefully will launch us into the season.
Absolutely. Yeah, you think of it or liken it to those who have been following the World Cup, the U.S. playing last night, right? Of course, getting in there early and have the aggressive play because typically going back to that game, the Pensacola game that you referenced, Ben, Tallahassee had been put out early, and most of those games you get into the second half or later second half, you're down 2-0, and so naturally people start to file out when you don't kind of grab them when you're having a tough go at it. So they were able to fire it up, keep the game interesting. It was intense. They were battling and going with the crowd. So hopefully, I mean, if we could replicate like a performance that we saw out in Los Angeles last night by the national team, here by the men, I think that would be good by me, Ben. But let's check out Tallahassee's recent form. Talk about form of play. I say not so bad, Ben. Which the
Yeah, looking pretty good. That that might be good result stings, especially they were able to get that one goal at home to take that head-to-head goal difference. But yeah, overall pretty good. You lost that game to Panama City Beach, but you respond with an appeal. You did the double over the Uzzias, and then you respond, and you take out Panama City Beach, and then that's good to see. And then Pensacola, wild game, as I'm sure you all remember, with the red cards. But, down a goal, down a man, Tallahassee comes back to get the draw, and now we're looking forward to, obviously, the game tonight, but then Sunday night, the return leg of the A50 Cup over in Escambia County. And then finally, LAXFC having a tough year, 5 games, no points. They've just really been hammered, and sure enough, we took it to them with a 5. So coming into tonight's game, looking good.
absolutely, and so that Pensacola game, for those of you who tune into the broadcast or we're here at Jeanson Place, if we're going to keep the World Cup metaphor going, that had kind of Mexico, South Africa feel to it, the way the cards were flying around, as they always do. Second consecutive year that match finished 10-10 here in Tallahassee. So let's get to it. Let's talk a little bit about the visitors here. Valdosta, a little bit of a tough run last year, but Valdosta's only up and up this year, Ben. They've been able to get some results, and I feel like the quality of the team is up, the play of the team is up, and they start to be, in my opinion, hitting their groove here in year 2 within the league as a franchise. How do you see it?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Starting off that draw with PSC was huge for them, after a really tough season to respond. And early on, we didn't really, this is a newer team, we didn't know a whole lot about this Panama City Beach. But now that 0-0 draw looks even more impressive in hindsight. Getting the win against Pensacola Academy, always good to get that result. Tough to lose the return leg, but, that's on the road at Panama City Beach, and it's a tight game. So, that's within a good realm of possibility for this Valdosta it says a lot about the quality of that Pensacola squad as well, especially when taken in the context of the other Valdosta results. And you look at LAXFC, who's a side having similar results this year to kind of what Valdosta was struggling with the year before, and they were able to take it to LAXFC. So, yeah, clear signs of progress for Valdosta.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how things settle down, and as we kind of circle back to the table, they're right behind us. So theoretically, if things go according to plan for Valdosta, I don't know, based on the mathematics, Ben, they would be jumping for us as they would get up to 10 points. And Tallahassee currently 13, but they would definitely make it more and could not pass down. All right, so there you go. National anthem off and away, which means we're just moments away from kickoff, and that's something to get excited for here for Tallahassee. Of course, as we get us rolling here today, let's get into the starting lineups. Ben, if you want to give us the lowdown of what we got going here.
Sure thing. In goal, number 1, Julian Marcos. And right back, number 4, Jeremy Cuppa. Fighting up, Bennett Mitchell. Attacking midfield, Joao Felipe Almeida. At left back, number 10, Inti Kamaldeen. At forward, number 12, Diego Sanchez. Defensive fielder, number 14, Joe midfield, number 15, Luciano Chiafini. Forward, number 16, Braden Paul. Left back, number 20, Connie Tolentino Perry. And it's center back, number 23, Holden Cheese.
And there we go. So this is the boys off here, and you can see we got the match flash uniforms for the old players, and in the Regal red field John Marcos, who's starting in between the pipes, like you said today, Ben. So a beautiful showcase of the uniforms going on here today. I like those Max Plush uniforms. Sponsored by the Mac Shack. You have this little gold, almost like you drop some mac and cheese on the shirt, but it's there by design. So, as we get ready to kick things off here from the Eugene Cox Stadium, I want to remind you, as we like to do, of course, while we appreciate all our viewers coming in from all over the world, and depending who you're rooting for, we can't not go ahead and issue the trigger warning. Of course, for those of you unfamiliar with the program, this is a Tallahassee organized and operated broadcast. This will be a partisan broadcast, so hence the trigger warning that we'll be going to provide for you. Of course, give respect to the opponents, and those of you who've been around the Gulf Coast Conference, we will do so. But of course, you have the power, and maybe this is just an empowerment because as you look down, if you're a person or you just find the commentating irritating, you have the power to hit that mute button and you enjoy the show of the visual here. So take that as you will. But as we get going, of course, this is by TSC for the TSC community. But thank you for coming aboard here with us. Bienvenidos. Hello. Guten Tag. Of course, to the families of those TSC fans near and far. We're getting ready to get it on for number 3 in the East. Of course, Valdosta in the pink striped uniforms here tonight. And like we said, Tallahassee in white. Sometimes off, then they're going to be going from right to left, south to north geographically, and Tallahassee went opposite as we have cleared the weather. Hopefully we will be clean sailing the rest of the way, as of course we're at a late start, as you can tell. Is well beyond 7 o'clock, and we're off and rolling. Valdosta gives away here from Gene Cox State. So we have from Tallahassee coming off a big 5 on the road back here in the home stadium. Tallahassee, a little change up of the personnel going forward for what we have today. Injuries being picked up, and then you always got to factor in some of those mid-season issues such as cards and other things that we may see. So always good to keep an eye on everything here. The foul, that one's going to be called on Green Shields, our physical center back here for Tallahassee, who had a great game out on the road a couple of days ago. It seems like, man, just Wednesday, of course. Also got to appreciate two school goal scorers, which we will see both of them in the starting lineup, Joe Warren as well as Diego Sanchez, each scoring a little double trouble on the road Wednesday. So we're taking quite some time to get this thing rolling.
Yeah, I think there was a free kick.
Service into the box, and Julian's going to scoop this one up and be good. We have a couple jersey changes going here. Julian's going to move to the number 22 jersey. This one's right here to the right back. Tallahassee going with that 3-2-3-2 that has been really successful so far for them this season since they've been rocking that. Great service out of the back by Joe Warren. Here to Bennett Mitchell, team captain. Depth-wise, he's about 10 yards from goal. Circles it back here to Braden Paul, the Lundekins. And it's back to Paul Giaffini with a touch, swung around the cup up. Over to Malin, who's back from his from the Tallahassee or the Pensacola match here in Tallahassee last week. Service on over the top, looking for Tommy, but able to get on the end of it is Kamaldeen. Sends it back here, trying to work here. Sanchez turning back. Nice rip on goal. This one's going to be deflected by Valdosta and looking on the back. On out to the near side, shuffled back around. Good step here to get that one out of danger. Joao Almeida.
Good energetic game so far. Both teams looking to go at it.
And here's Joao Almeida. Got some good minutes in that road match. Trying to find his way in here for some good home action. I believe his first start of the season. Kamaldeen looking for some service. Able to find that through, gets all the way to Mitchell against Zach, looking for Diego in the box, and he's a great aggressive forward who is dangerous in those attacking third areas. So as much as we can get Sanchez on top of it, we definitely want to go for that 100%.
Absolutely, and the wings are looking wide open so far. Very promising for the Battle Lions.
It's going to be an early corner kick. Of course, Chiaffini, the expert, going against the corner here from the near side. It's going to be a right-footed out swinger here in the 4th minute. For Tallahassee, Sanchez looking to go back post. They claim deflection, and they're going to get awarded that deflection. Here as we go back for a Tallahassee corner, but on the opposite side.
Yeah, a good find at the back post, and he had a very good look at goal there, so very promising for Tallahassee. in-swinger here for the Battle Lions. All lined up in the goal, probably to put some pressure on the goalkeeper. As you see, they're in tight. Looking for the window, and what you want to do there, you're kind of crowding the goalkeeper. And also make it tough for the defenders, because sometimes you'll see guys run out that don't necessarily know who to track. But in that case, it was just keeping it tight on the goalkeeper, make it tough to mark. Now we'll see Valdosta try and get their foot on the ball. See if he plays it short or plays it long. Looking to be a long kick as the Valdosta players get forward, trying to get it out of their own third. They've been under pressure for the last few minutes. One ball in the midfield, won by Tallahassee's Joe Warren. Here on this near side, Mitchell tries to bring it down, but it's a tough control. Excuse me, not Mitchell, Paul. They switch sides. Switch positions, I should say. Out of bounds, another Valdosta throw. Long throw in here, and remember, you're not offsides on the throw in. Valdosta looking early, passed into the middle, still looking for it. Good interception there, as now Tallahassee on the counterattack. Looking to bring it forward as KTP checked up there by a Beja, and it'll go out of bounds for a Tallahassee throw. Little sequence there for Valdosta, showing their attacking threat. Now Tallahassee will look to settle it down. Winner on this near side, he's making a run. Doesn't quite have an angle, was closed down there by Harlan Valdosta. Good pressure here from Valdosta. And that pass interception played wide. Tallahassee back on the ball. And it's intercepted there. Now there's the whistle from the referee. It'll be a free kick for Valdosta. Please, referee unimpressed, giving him the cut signal. And Valdosta free kick of this game early, just 6.5 minutes into the contest. Almost all the players up, and Swinger, good header away from KTP with the ball in the box, and it's a goal early for Valdosta. Xavi Andre got rebound in, and Valdosta takes the early lead here in the 7th minute. The goal off a free kick, and not what you want to see if you're Tallahassee. It was Tails in the box, did a good job to win. If you don't get it clear, you're probably going to be punished. That's exactly what happened. It just bounced, sat up perfect, clocked it in off the rebound. Has taken the early lead. Tallahassee now looking to respond, and they quickly do, playing a long ball forward, and it's a good one forward to KTP. It's now playing into the box. Sanchez, that surely fouled. Yep, there we go. Okay, good call. The referee was worried he wasn't going to call that for a second, but sure enough, and this sets up really nice for someone like Chiafini to get a strike on goal and for Tallahassee to try and level this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And some hairy moments. And Ben, that's exactly what we talked about. We said, hey, this is a dangerous Valdosta team. Take them seriously. They're on the up and up. And when you give them an opportunity, get up with those free kicks, like we've seen in all levels of soccer here, the set plays can create machines like Tallahassee a chance of their own to respond. So you have Joe Warren and Diego Sanchez here on top of it. Sanchez has been of the leaders here to kind of take these kicks. And typically Sanchez is going for goal if he goes after it. Because both players in form, Ben, coming off 2 goal performances on the road, both with 3 goals and are tied for the Tallahassee Soccer Club Golden Boot as the time goes. Sanchez is going to try to bend it, and he does so incredibly there to that far post. And just like that, Tallahassee's going to tie it up. And Diego Sanchez puts his season. It's a TSC goal. Of disruption within the scoreboard, but we're just how we started here after the 10th minute here from Diego Sanchez.
Nothing he could have done on that one. It was just perfect placement from Sanchez, and now we sit here level at 1-1.
And so you feel like Diego's been dialing that one in all season, Ben. He's had a bunch of them. It's just over the top, just to the right, and he got exactly the mark that he wanted. I think he even had 2 good ones on the road last week, but able to put that one in, and now Tallahassee Valdosta back to level pegging and some good excitement. This is what you want from a soccer game. I don't know if either of the coaches would like an early concession, but I think as a fan, you want to see goals, you want to see excitement, you want to see the players having some creative and inspirational moments, and I think we can check that box as we are 1/9 of the way through tonight's action.
Absolutely, as we see a foul here, Xavi Andre going down, holding his stomach.
So we have a couple area games going on, which we try to do our best and keep you posted on, Ben. So we'll be dipping into those, see how we're going with each of our contests, as we have, 2 other matches going on tonight. course, we have all the Western action going here, and then one Western game, one Eastern game going on, or two Western games, excuse me, one Eastern game, which we'll get into. You can see him down in your ticker here below, but here's Sanchez. He's on another one. This is going to be a free kick again. And Rocky's last defender.
It could be red.
It could be red by the letter of the law. Defender could see it. A conference of what we have going on.
Yeah, sideline official is gesturing to the head referee to come discuss it. Valdosta pleading their case, but on first look, I did not see another defender between Sanchez and the goal, and usually his red card is coming.
They're going to have a little conference. This is about as close as we'll get to VAR here in the lower leagues, Ben.
Absolutely. Yeah, we only they rewind our feed. They can come up here if they want. We'll show it to them.
They can rewind the feed. So run it back a couple minutes. Watch it for yourself if you want to. You could probably even slow down the speed, I believe.
Yeah. Let us know in the chat. Be your own judge.
Yes.
That's what we say.
Yes.
Referee does not make a decision. He's only getting a yellow. Interesting. I thought for sure that I don't remember seeing another defender and he got a red card, but Coach Joel vehemently agrees.
So yellow for Rodriguez. So something to keep an eye on as we get that yellow picked up here early. Always hairy when your defenders get in the book early in the first half. Once again, it's going to present another opportunity for free kick, though it will be a little farther out than the previous one. This one's going to be about 29 yards from goal. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I'd say that's a good estimate. Yeah, you got to remember, you can see the football markers, but remember the goal is at the back of the end zone.
Plus 10.
Plus 10. Coach Joel, they're still having words to the He's putting his head on the official's shoulder, just really letting him know how distraught he is. Do you know the emotional toll this is taking on me?
So early motion coming here for Tallahassee. Chiafini's going back post. Green Shields try the second ball. And they have two crashers going into the box, but offside flag is up. So it wouldn't have mattered anyways, Ben.
Yeah, but still good to see some free runners going in there. You know, just got to time that up a little better. But yeah, I need to get a little bit more mustard on that to get it past the goalkeeper.
And so we have a little bit of a tough go here with Valdosta as we have received two different rosters. One roster roster was given to us earlier in the day, and the other roster has a number of duplicates. So we will go with our initial roster. So for those Valdosta people, apologies if that's incorrect. Feel free to let us know in the chat. Feel free to give us the chat action regardless for anybody coming in here today, to be honest. So we get it going here, looking for some service from Paul, who's back in 16. He's been kind of yo-yoing between 16 and 9. Number jersey, but pretty consistent here for Tallahassee. As KTP getting another touch there. Valdosta looking to counter, head up, and they've got numbers here on the near side, surging forward, but he may be in an offside position, so he's got to try to pull back. But a nice win by Jeremy Cuppas. He's able to scoop that out, but he said not before it goes out of play. And so it'll be Valdosta throwing here in the near side. As Mattis on an adventurous run there for Valdosta. Big throw into the box. Had to have that win by Comodine. KTP able to clear this one out. Tried to dump it back in field, and admittedly nicely done here by Valdosta. Comodine tried to get the secondary clearance, and Sanchez will flick this one on. Step by the defense, and looking to go is Mattis, and it'll be a little too far forward and off and out of play.
Going to be a player we want to watch tonight is Mattis. You know, you saw those driving runs forward and then that incredible throw-in. I mean, we thought PSC, PCBFC had a long throw, but this one might be even better.
Indeed. And apologies, that is not Mattis. I thought it was a 6. It's actually a 5.
Excuse us.
So Razak was the one, the provocateur, but here's Sanchez feeling like another one. Heavy challenge, but ball was gotten, so
And goalkeeper needs to be careful there. He was on the edge of the box as a yellow card has been issued to the Valdosta captain.
So that was not the player, I believe, in the challenge.
No, did you?
Because it was 22 that made the sliding effort, and then the secondary situation comes in here. I'm trying to watch this back up, and so I think there was a disagreement, shall we say, Ben. A lot of, as the kids would say, yapping at the ref there, so I think he was just kind of over it, and so
Okay.
gave him the yellow for, I said magic words, or maybe he just said too many words in general. Was that Pierce
Yes.
getting the yellow? So we have 2 cards in the book.
Here's Rodriguez.
Indeed. 17 and 2.
It's half the back line already.
Yep.
Something to keep an eye out for. It's only, there's not many guys left who can get a card on that back line.
This one's going to be poke free. It looks to be last touch by Valdosta. Good challenge there by Sanchez, getting into the mix and poking that one off the defender. Drop back as Razik once again proving troublesome, but Tallahassee able to deal with it. Cuppa back to Green Shields, the center back, sends it through here to Joao, on around to Mitchell. Nice bit of control here for Sanchez, gets it back through to Almeida, centering ball here from Mitchell. KTP on the back, tries the volley, a little too tall as he cuts underneath of it, and it soars through the uprights, out for a Valdosta goal kick.
Yeah, great cross across there from Bennett Mitchell. And as the ball comes into him, it kicks up a little bit as he takes a touch. And you can see he's leaning back as he takes a shot. And those are 99 times out of 100 going over the bar.
Yep. More often than not, to your point, Ben. Another 1-1 game, Gaffa and Mobile out there in Mississippi, evened up. You talk about a team finding a little bit of form here lately. How about Mobile, Ben, getting after it this season as they're continuing to progress on their bounce-back campaign?
Yeah, currently over in the West, Gaffa 1.4 points per game, Mobile 1.3. So if Mobile can find a winning goal in that one, you could see a flip in the playoff standings in the Western Division.
Indeed, this one tried to be centered through. Green Shield's going to dig this one out. Pass intended there for NASA. Good scoop there by Tallahassee to be on top of it. And Marcos gets another touch of the ball here. Limited action for him. Good pressure by Almeida. Joao looking to serve. Little chunky on the service, is going to be cleaned up here by Valdosta. Comes back against the grain, and a little bit too much of a heavy challenge for the referee's liking. Going to be a free kick back here for the visitors. Looks like keeper's going to come out and take this one, Ben.
Yeah, probably trying to push a little higher up the field. They've been stuck in their own third the past couple minutes. Now they want to take the initiative in the game and get that second goal to take the lead. Because right now it's looking like Tallahassee is the more likely of the two sides to get that second goal.
Indeed. So this one secondary ball won by Valdosta, threading it through to the perimeter. Tallahassee. Shot on just over target, but a nice strike down the left-hand side, pull back, put on his right foot, and made Julian think about it. Just over the bar.
Yeah, and it's always funny you see those that hit the crossbar and then hit the net. We've got looks like a decent contingent of Valdosta fans, and I think they were slightly fooled by that one. Yeah, it can be a bit of eye candy over there with that field goal upright right behind the net, but not a goal for the visitors. Level at 1.
There you go. And I think they have the no football uprights above their field up there in Hayra, so not something that they're used to seeing up there at the complex just outside of Valdosta. Though I've heard we may be looking at a different venue for our return fixture, which we have settled on a new date that was supposed to take place on the 3rd of July, but due to some complications, there has been a change. Here comes Comodine coming off the back line with an aggressive take. Tries to find KTP, and the challenge. We have Razek falling down to the turf, and will be a free kick here for Valdosta. They'll take this one quickly. Here on the advance, it's Harmon on the left-hand side, step through, and some nice one-touch passing here for Valdosta. Andre, the goal scorer, trying to get it back on his right foot. Dug in and won well by Chiaffini. And here's Almeida. Outside ball here to KTP. He has Paul on a vertical run. He has Diego making a nice diagonal. And it looks like offsides here. They're going to get Paul. Had the hand in the cookie jar there, it looks like, Ben.
Yeah, both of them just started the run a little bit too early on that one.
So of course, once again, going to be a Valdosta free kick as this one comes out of the back. So of course, a couple games looking to take place. Should be starting off momentarily, but as we referenced that Gaffa Mobile game going on right now, and that one's approaching final, Ben. Still 1-1. Stoppage time. It's going to be centered around here by Valdosta, on the way back. Swung around here to the back line. 23rd minute of action here in Tallahassee. Knotted up, goal piece. Headed down here by Chiaffini. Sprinkled on out to Tolentino Perry, and kind of the intended recipient out there on the wing. It's a nice save by Comodine as he's able to scoop that back to Julian, who of course had the late change with the keeper kit. Wearing number 22 here today. Number 20 out on the wing, KTP. He's been a nice addition here to Tallahassee this season. Paul, great service. Crossfield to Mitchell, who's got some real estate now. Minute 24, we're looking for a centering ball. Couple of runners through the box, looking for Paul. It falls here for Almeida, and he rips it off the crossbar. And Joao with a nice effort, but just about 2 feet too tall, Ben.
Yeah, and if you want to get an idea of the power behind that shot, look at how far it ricocheted. It went back to the edge of the 18-yard line.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman rail car as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends.
The week last week, of course, with Joe and Diego, which you would suspect as KTP cutting back against the grain. And this is the weird thing about the turf. If you see a lot of players slipping, the turf does drain well, but typically you need some heavy rain as this offside's going to pull the battle line attack is back. So when we just get a little dusting like we had then, or a little sprinkle, that sits on top of the turf. The way this specific turf drains with the filling, and so it's actually very slick out there. So as far as field conditions, this is probably the worst it can be. If it was more of a downpour, it may sound counterintuitive, but the heavier and more rain you get, it weighs it down and pushes through the artificial turf. So the footing actually gets better. So it's actually about as bad as it can get, if that makes sense. Just a little sprinkle is the worst recipe for footing in general, but especially here to be played soccer. Kumbledeen out of the back line here for Tallahassee. On up to Kappa, looking for the long ball over the top for Mitchell, the captain. And once again, Tallahassee offside, as the Valdosta line has been holding strong here tonight, Ben.
Yeah, it really has. And on that earlier one, I was watching Diego Sanchez as we were passing the ball in midfield, and man, he's just back and forth, trying to curl those runs, and it's a delicate game because you don't want to get any inch you can on the defensive line, and again, a lot of it's just timing thing. You know, he's trying to anticipate the pass before his defender does. And sometimes if you just mistime it, it can result in an offside, which it has so far tonight.
There you go. So Battle Lines will bring it out of the back, tries to thread it through, and Connie in a nice spring of attack up here to Braden Paul. Thought about some service, but draws it back here to Joe Warren, fresh off the score. Looking for KTP on the perimeter, but it's going to be deflected out of play here by Valdosta. Looks to be last touched by Marin on the far side. Now Warren's going to cut this one back. It hits the corner of the 6-yard box, but Valdosta will scoop this one up as Rodriguez wants to go. Cuppa traps it in. Nice little back kick from Sanchez. Great 1-2 from Tallahassee. Oh, ball gets caught underneath of him, and he scoops it wide past the far post. But great build up there from Tallahassee.
Yeah, it really was. That's just great possession. That's what you want to see from your forward players. And yeah, as he's carrying the ball, he wants it to come out a little more. Probably would have liked to have taken an extra touch, but he had the defender on quickly, so he just kind of had to shoot it, and it unfortunately was scuffed wide.
But good little build-up. Reminded me of that U.S. game last night with a little back heel, little one-touch back to him. Had an opportunity at goal. Liking what I'm seeing from the Battle Lines, and they're keeping the aggressiveness, Ben. And so going down 1-0, push, 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 push. And I like what we're seeing here in this second sequence of the first half post water break. Spilled out to KTP. He gets the corner of the 18, but he'll circle it all the way back to the Tallahassee back line. We've got the three-back going here. Long ball looking for Mitchell, and that's been a successful move. And not just here tonight, but all season. That's been with the formation that they've run in, that outside channel that Mitchell has been attacking. He's had a lot of real estate all season long, and it's led to some really exciting build-up and play here from Tallahassee ever since really match D3, which they've really leaned into that tactically. Scoop back here to Chiafini, who's playing a little pseudo-defense. Through to Paul, up to KTP. Connie's able to root this one back to Paul. Back heel to KTP. 25 yards from goal here to Joe Warren. He's now 20 yards from goal. Heavy touch. He's going to have to chase it down, but he's able to scoop it back. Able to control. Back to Cuppa. He's 25 yards from goal. Centering ball looking for Diego. Paul lost him in the area. Headed out and cleared. It's an instant Valdosta counterattack. Nice chase by Comodine. Cleanly done as he scoops the ball and dumps it out of play. Looked to be deflected by Valdosta, but they say Nazi did not touch it. So to be out for a throw from the visitors of the Azalea City.
So we've got two Azaleas in this Eastern Division.
Yes, and both have flowers in their crest, Ben. I wish that they would be each other's cross-divisional rivalry. Seems kind of like low-hanging fruit. The Battle of the Azaleas or the flower war or something. They can workshop a name.
Interesting here on this near side. Kamal Dean went down, had to get new shoes, and now he's got a mismatched pair. He's got white on the left and black on the right.
Always good to have multiple. Yeah. Options are good, man.
Yeah, we'll see how that impacts the performance. Does it enhance his powers at all?
I'm always looking for some enhanced powers.
Low shot down into the corner. There by Almeida, but the Valdosta keeper is wise to it, and we stay at 2-1.
5 minutes and change coming here in the first half, so we'll probably get a couple minutes of stoppage time, though they are very conservative here with the first half stoppage, but of course getting the hydration break as Chiafini goes for a little jump up. He's going to have some contact here, some words exchanged.
A little shove thrown from Valdosta. Referee just telling everyone to cool it down. This isn't the 850 Cup.
Notably, a couple different referee differences from that match last week. For what it's worth. That's a nice little high point there by Valdosta's head coach. I know the Englishman, typically known for his foot skills, the childhood neighbor of our head coach, Shoulder Castry. But good little lock it in there. I mean, I guess you live in South Georgia long enough, you get into the American football. But
This coach would say, still got it.
still got it. So it's going to be a Valdosta free kick after some contact and shenanigans. 36 yards from goal. Width-wise, it's about halfway between the 6-yard box and the 18-yard box. But, of course, depth-wise, we're about 2 18-yard boxes out. So it'll be quite some way. So you can expect some service coming from Pierce here. Four Valdosta players on that Tallahassee backline. They're going to play it short, have a go from 35, but it's a chip out of the rough right to Julian. It looks like there was a miscommunication with Valdosta wanting something different out of the run than what they had received.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It looked like, not sure what number that is there in the middle, but it looked like he was expected to cut in just a little bit more. It was probably like all the TSC offsides, just a timing thing that didn't work out.
Thread through nicely, weighted ball to hit the attack, and that's Andre, the goal scorer here for Valdosta. He's going to be hounded by Green Shields and Goodwin by the Scotsman to dump that one out of play. But we know Valdosta has a long throw here in the mix, and it looks like they will elect to do so. And here comes their specialist, Razik, to give it a ride. So this has proved problematic here. Some of these set plays and these long throws for the opposition this season. Good win by Green Shields. Solid call off, dumps this one. Joao off the deflection. Good step by Joe Warren, and way to keep his feet clean too. Threads it through, looking for the other prolific goal scorer. Sanchez here this season, but a little too strong, and will go out for a Valdosta throw.
He didn't touch the, yep, okay, there we go. I was about to say, Warren didn't touch that. That should be a Tallahassee throw, and it is. Mitchell to take this one. Playing it into Warren.
Back to Kumaldine around the back line. Coming back towards the near side. Guppo back to Green Shields. University of Kentucky Wesleyman. Long ball over the top. There's that cross field to Mitchell that we were talking about a couple minutes ago. Back to Guppo. Secondary service. Threads it through. Able to hit Paul. Little 1-2 with himself off of Valdosta. And Tallahassee have a throw in roughly 20 yards from goal.
Looking like maybe 1 minute of stoppage time. I'm just seeing this fourth official going to talk to both coaches. Oh no, 2 minutes, excuse me, 2 minutes he's saying.
So abbreviated. think there's that threatening weather, Ben, so they really do want to try to move this thing along. If they can. We've seen some thunderstorms pop down already here. That's why we had the 30-minute delay to start things off. Good win by Warren. And Mitchell looking to save that one. It'll be off and out of play for Valdosta, who makes sure to usher him out of play. Long throw looking for Andre. Green Shields does well. Cuppa. Nice fake to turn it back against the grain. Well done, but it's going to be picked off by Valdosta. Opportunity County. Harmon tried the centering ball. Got to be on top of it here inside the box. Dangerous living. Threaded through, but Marco's up to the task, and he'll keep it out of danger for Tallahassee.
Yeah, some last-ditch defending there from Tallahassee is a little. Marco's just holding on to that ball a little bit, trying to get to halftime with the lead. Yeah, it was a little on ice skates there for Tallahassee for a second. A little dicey, but he came through it.
Yep, absolutely.
It's not over yet.
Another wayward pass going into the center of the park, and this slide's going to be cleared out. And it looks like ref's going to call a free kick here on the Warren slide. Is on Razek, number 5. He's been one of those dangerous attacking players that we highlighted for Valdosta. Is there towards the center of the park. So this will be a really dangerous one that'll get in before halftime.
Like to see a replay on that one.
So we try to go back to the delayed feed, see if we can go back in time. I don't know that the zoom that we're looking for. It was definitely outside the box. I think that's not an arguable point. I think Valdosta's looking for a card.
Yeah, it's definitely a foul. I don't know that
Maybe
it's
just
the level of a card. I don't know.
It may be yellowable.
It may be yellow. Okay.
No, I don't think Warren got much, if any, ball there. So that was player there. So, I could kind of see Valdosta's viewpoint there. We're going to go back and see what it looks like on film. If we could blow it up bigger during the break. But dangerous free kick, 21 yards out over top of it. Wall eats it well.
Trying to replicate the Sanchez free kick, but the Tallahassee wall stood firm.
Indeed. Nazi on the attempt there for Valdosta. Number 14, service coming over on the far side. Abiha, this will be a left-footed in-swinger. So keep an eye on this one. Long over the top, center and ball, dug out well by Cuppa, looking for some service. He has a little bit of time in the box. Finds Sanchez right on top of that Charles Timberwolf logo On the attacking side for Tallahassee, great ball over to Joe Warren. Here on the near side, 30 yards from goal. He'll go into the 18, puts it back on his left shot attempt, looking for upper 90. Twist just wide, but a great build-up. Excellent ball. Tallahassee, last-ditch opportunity here before the break, and they'll head us into halftime. Battle lines with the lead.
Yeah, and it was a good hold-up play there from Sanchez to then find Warren, who cut it inside and just couldn't quite wrap his foot around it to give Tallahassee what would have been a 3-1 lead. But as it stands, we go into the half 2-1, looking good for the Battle Lions.
Absolutely. So, a couple other games going on here. If we try to get you an update right before the halftime break. It looks like we can't see what the score is in New Orleans. Union 10 battling them, but still 0-0 between Lax and BSC. So we'll try to keep an eye on things, but of course, like Ben said, 2-1 here. Halftime at Gene Cox Stadium. Take a quick commercial break. Come right on back.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated
All right, and welcome back here to the capital city of the Sunshine State, Tallahassee, Valdosta, getting after it here for match day 7 for Tallahassee as they get it going on. Fun contest here so far. Of course, Tallahassee 2-1 advantage as we go to break. Ben, quick recap for those just joining us. First half.
Yeah, well, match day number 7 and lucky number 7 so far for Tallahassee with the 2-1 advantage. Did not start out that way, though, as Xavi Andre got a 7th-minute goal for the Azaleas, the Valdosta Azaleas, not to be confused with the Mobile Azaleas, as we're underway here in the second half. But a quick response from Tallahassee, a free kick from Diego Sanchez, and then followed by a goal off a corner kick from Joe Warren in the 32nd minute, and that is why we stand at 2-1 here at the half.
Absolutely. So we'll switch sides of the field. Tallahassee in all white, Valdosta in all pink. Tallahassee going right to left on your screen. Valdosta, of course, going the opposite, left to right and or north to south geographically. So, like I said, Tallahassee since minute 32 has led by a goal. Looks like
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman railcar as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.
Brought to you by Praxis Sports, the unified platform helping sports organizations manage communication, scheduling, and operations in one place. Learn more at praxisports.com.
There's a leisurely lunch with friends. And then there's a 7-course gourmet tasting lunch with 7 perfect wine pairings aboard a fully restored 1915 Pullman railcar as it floats past rolling hills and rows of vines stretching out as far as the eye can see. Napa Valley. Live a little, or a lot.